Welcome once more, my little cultist cubs. I am, as always, your favourite friendly despair bear, Annakuma, and today I want to talk to you about a demo I played for a brand new point-and-click game called Devil's Hideout. As always, just to begin with, there will be spoilers. I won't go into every tiny story beat in the demo, but I will be talking about it at large, and there will be some story elements talked about. So if you want to go into the demo with absolutely no idea of what is happening, you can find a link to the Steam page in the description below. I honestly found this demo whilst going through Twitter and gave it a go off stream and liked it enough that I wanted to do this small video about it. The start of 2024 with some original content, even if it is just a quick little look at a demo. I will, at the end of this video, be talking about my content going forward in 2024, so if you're interested, it will be there. That being said, I guess we should ask ourselves, what even is the Devil's Hideout? Devil's Hideout is a point-and-click horror game coming out hopefully this September. It's created by Cosmic Void, and the Steam page tags it as interactive fiction, which I feel describes it very well. I wouldn't go so far as calling it a visual novel. The game mechanics are very adventure game-ish, but instead of having an avatar running around like you do in most adventure games, your main character Lauren appears whilst talking as a portrait on screen, and the rest of the time you'll be looking at a static screen where you can interact with certain items to figure out how to move on. This really helps with it setting a tone for the viewer. Instead of watching an avatar run around and having things happen to them, you are fully immersed in whatever is happening on screen. Anything bad happening won't just happen to Lauren, it will happen to you as well, as you are looking through her eyes. So whilst it does have the feel of a visual novel at some points, it does have the very basic point-and-click mechanics behind it as well. That being said, the story so far is not up to par. I hate to say it, but the writing is the weakest point, and I don't actually necessarily mean the basis of the story. You play as Lauren. The opening cutscene is a conversation between Lauren and a medium, who tells us that her little sister Beth, who Lauren believes passed away in a hospital, is still alive. We then head back to the hospital to find out the truth. This is a very basic story that can't really go wrong. You have a sister hoping to find a lost sibling, a cult doing culty things, and it's set in a hospital, which we all know is one of the most terrifying places to possibly exist. When it comes to dialogue though, it is like they want to mix that Monkey Island humor into everything, instead of keeping it serious all the time. The medium herself goes from telling us that our sister is alive, to turning into Stan's long-lost cousin and selling us a radio that would be able to pick up the paranormal sounds for the low price of $999 dues. Even Lauren herself, who is meant to be seriously trying to find out what some creepy cult is doing, goes on and on about being kept safe in her partner Atticus's arms in a flirty way. Whilst the medium just breaks the tension a little bit, the Atticus lines made me roll my eyes. That wasn't until I realised it was actually a clue on how to deal with some of the game puzzles. That being said, whether it's meant to be a clue or not, it really doesn't feel like it was implemented in a great way. My biggest worry for the game itself on release is the tone is going to be ruined by the dialogue, whilst the actual gameplay, setting, and sound design are going to be so good. On the other hand, I am very impressed with how much you have to listen. Most of the gameplay will be inventory puzzles, but a lot of the puzzles you learn how to complete them through what Lauren says. As I said above, her going on about Atticus being strong, whilst jarring in the moment, is a hint to the fact she isn't strong enough to open the dumpster by herself, therefore you have to ask Atticus to help. The other one that stumped me for a little bit till I had the light bulb moment was when you clicked on the car and she goes into a random thought about how she'd always go to the lighter in the car to light a cigarette, which later on is actually how you use the candle. When I realised just how much you had to listen to what Lauren had to say, I really enjoyed getting stuck into figuring out what is going on, and the puzzles become real fun to solve instead of head-scratchingly confusing. In all, it took me about 20 minutes to complete the demo, which isn't long at all, and shows that it only took me a very short time to figure out what the game wanted from me, and I feel this simplicity is going to be both its biggest strength and its biggest negative. I'll start with the negative because I've already talked about it. It will be the story. For a simple game, the storytelling is going to be crucial, and whilst the demo had its moments, especially near the end, the beginning part of the demo doesn't give me high hopes the story is going to be able to make the game interesting from beginning to end. That being said, the positive is that it won't become tedious either. Whilst the story might lack what it needs to carry the game, you aren't going to be stuck for too long on any given puzzle, which means you'll swiftly be able to get through the game. Now, I know you'll be wondering why that is a good thing, especially if the story isn't up to scratch, and I do mean it in a positive way, because the atmosphere the game creates is genuinely on par with a game like Silent Hill. I kid you not, I genuinely really loved how creepy they made the game with such a simple art style. It feels so claustrophobic, and as I said before, because you look through Lauren's eyes, you feel unsafe. You don't have a barrier between you and whatever is coming at you at any given time. It happens right in front of your eyes. The demo has one jump scare, and honestly is one of the best jump scares I've seen in a long while. It genuinely got me, and it takes a lot to get me usually. There aren't many screens to explore in the demo, but none of them feel safe, especially after the jump scare, and when rooms are dark it is even worse. The underground parking area was kind of terrifying. Your cursor turns into a flashlight, and once you can see the entire screen, the shadow area around the flashlight's beam just feels so unsafe. Every time I went into the underground, my heart stopped for a second to prepare itself for what could be coming. This is all made even better by its sound design. Again, I'll pull the Silent Hill comparison, because there is a very mechanical and lonely feel to it that the sound really ramps up. After the jump scare, any tiny sound I heard, whether it was in-game or in my house, made me feel uncomfortable. For such a simple game, it gave me goosebumps playing through the 20 minutes I got to see. It doesn't have voice acting, and honestly, the more I think about it, that might be for the better. The dialogue is so goofy, I feel hearing out loud would probably take all the tension away, so I think it works very well without voice acting. I will also add that there is a lights out puzzle, you know the one, where you have to turn all the lights on or off. When you press one button, all the ones around it get changed. I only mention this because it gives me great hope that there will be a variety in the game with its puzzles, and whilst the vast majority of the game will probably be inventory based, we might see some other puzzles as well. All in all though, I am kind of intrigued by what the demo had to offer. I'd like to see if they could keep the spooky vibes going all the way through the game. I'd also really like to see if the dialogue gets any better. I mentioned the jump scare earlier, which is really well done. I barely got a chance to look at the monster, and I do want to know if there will be more creepy looking things, or if that was a one and done, and they peaked the demo. I won't say that I'm hyped for it. There might be a good chance September will roll around, and I might have forgotten about it at that point, but I for sure wishlisted it, and I do plan on at least giving it a look when it comes out. It does give me a Hobbs Barrel vibe, but with an unhealthy dollop of Monkey Island humor that just isn't needed. Again, if you'd like to try the demo out, the link will be below. Even if you've watched this, I'd say to give it a quick glance. I got through it in 20 minutes, the puzzles are simple, and it'll give you a good indication of what you are in for when it releases. For point and click fans, or even just horror fans, it'll be a decent 20 minutes spent. For now though, this is the first video of 2024 done. So, a quick update on content, I guess. As you know, at the end of 2023, I pushed to get some original content out. I feel kind of proud for being able to get a little bit of content that wasn't just VODs out by the end of the year. I did start doing highlights of the Lethal Company stream I did with Steel Shin and Botanical Cyberweeb, but the holidays did kind of kick my ass, and I know a lot of things kick my ass. Again, I do suffer from agoraphobia and am bipolar, and have a lot of problems with keeping myself motivated or even just getting up. It isn't really an excuse, but it makes making content very difficult at times, and the Lethal Company videos, as fun as they have been to make, have been tiring to do as well. That being said, I'm almost complete with the stream's highlights. There are about 5 or 6 episodes to the series that I'll be posting in the next few weeks, and I am looking at working on highlight videos from now on. Again, people might not be happy that along with the constant flow of VODs, the only content might be shortened versions of those VODs. But I just want to get some easy to digest content out as well as keeping the VODs in this channel, so I'm working on the highlights as well. My big plan is to have at least one big video, and when I say big, maybe not long, but you know, like a review or something, out every month. I have big plans for a Broken Sword series this year, and I already have a few other videos in the making that just took a bit of a backseat to get the Lethal Company stuff over. Please bear with me as I try to get a good system going to get content out more often. That being said, as always, Twitch is my main job. I do stream full-time over at twitch.tv/aworker89, and we even added an extra day. I now do 5 days a week, and those days being a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I start at 1 PM British time and can stream from anywhere between 2 to 12 hours. I added the extra day because we are doing a full run of Danganronpa throughout the beginning of the year, so we stream Danganronpa on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Monday will see a stream of different games. Currently it's Coffee Talk 2, but I plan on doing Klonoa and Tomba as well. Saturdays currently seem to be my Ace Attorney day, while Sundays usually see us doing community games. I would really appreciate if you could subscribe over here at YouTube and follow me over at Twitch. I am working hard this year to grow the community as much as I can, so any new friends we meet along the way is a plus. Our current goal on Twitch is to get to 700 followers, and we're only about 50 away currently. For YouTube, our goal is to get 100 subscribers, and we're very close to that as well, with about 77 subscribers here currently. Enough of the self-selling though, and it is time to end. As I said, you can catch me 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/theworker89. I will have some highlights out soon and new original content out hopefully next month. Till then, keep your flashlights ever ready, make sure to team up with someone with the strongest of arms, and be safe, my cublings. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.